You won't believe how fast a person's power can vanish. Imagine this. A screaming HOA Karen storms up our mountain cabin driveway, clipboard in hand, threatening fines, lawsuits, even eviction. She thought she controlled everything. But when my wife calmly handed her a single envelope, her face turned white in 3 seconds flat. She froze like she'd seen a ghost, and the entire crowd watching gasped. What was inside that envelope? Stick around, because this story only gets crazier from here. 6 months ago, my wife Megan and I left the noise of city life behind to enjoy retirement in a quiet mountain community. We bought a beautiful log cabin tucked away in Colorado's pines, with a porch that overlooked golden aspens and snow-tipped peaks. Every morning felt like a vacation, and for a while, it was perfect. Neighbors waved. The local store clerk remembered our names. Megan spent hours gardening, and I started writing travel stories. For the first time in decades, life felt calm, balanced, and exactly how we had dreamed it. But peace never lasts forever. About 3 weeks after moving in, an unfamiliar white SUV pulled into our driveway. The woman who stepped out wore a navy blazer, khaki pants, and carried a clipboard with the authority of someone who expected to be obeyed. She walked straight toward me with a polished smile. "Good morning," she said. "I'm from the Mountain Community Standards Board. I'm here to conduct a routine compliance inspection." At first, I didn't think much of it, but something about her presence, the way she studied every detail of our cabin, made my stomach knot. That was the day peace ended. Her name was Chloe, but everyone in the community whispered Karen behind her back. She flashed what looked like an official badge and demanded access to our property. I'd worked as a journalist for 25 years, and Megan was a property lawyer. Between the two of us, we'd seen enough scams to know when something felt wrong. And this? It felt wrong. Her ID was too polished, but off, the font slightly different, the seal crooked. Her clipboard overflowed with forms stamped official, but the expiration dates were outdated. Megan stepped out, wiping her hands on a towel, and instantly gave Chloe that sharp, lawyer's smile. "What exactly are you inspecting?" Megan asked. Chloe rattled off nonsense about paint color compliance, historic preservation, and environmental fees. She snapped pictures of our license plates, measured our porch with a tape measure, and scribbled threatening notes. Then she handed us compliance paperwork that looked real enough to scare anyone. Fines, deadlines, legal threats. Failure to comply could result in property forfeiture, she warned, before marching back to her SUV. We watched her drive off. Megan flipped through the papers. Her hands tightened. "These forms aren't just fake," she whispered. "They're dangerous." Within days, the storm hit. Bills we had never seen before started arriving. A $500 environmental compliance fee. A $200 water connection fee. Threatening letters demanding septic evaluations and infrastructure payments. Every piece of mail carried official-looking seals and legal jargon designed to scare. By noon one day, we'd racked up nearly $1,500 in bogus fees. Then came the phone calls. County inspectors claiming they'd shut off our utilities unless we paid immediately. It was overwhelming. And here's the genius of their plan. Each fee was just small enough to make you wonder if it might be legitimate. Too much hassle to fight, easier to just pay. Megan sat at our kitchen table, the stack of fake bills spread out like a minefield. "This isn't amateur," she muttered. "Someone inside the system is feeding her real county forms." The pressure was relentless. Every call, every letter, every threat was meant to exhaust us. I saw it in Megan's face. The panic of someone used to fighting in courtrooms but now drowning in fog. "We're not victims of bad luck," she finally said. "This is an organized attack." And she was right. We just didn't know how deep it went yet. When harassment didn't break us, Chloe escalated. She turned the community against us. One Thursday night, she held a safety meeting at the local community center. We only learned about it when Deputy Sheriff Frank Brooks suggested we show up. Inside, 30 of our neighbors sat in folding chairs. Chloe stood at the front with a projector, spinning a tale of two outsiders who didn't respect mountain values. She showed photos of Megan trespassing, which was really her walking our property lines. She displayed pictures of me harassing neighbors, actually me interviewing people about scams. Every detail was twisted. "Do you really want a lawyer and a journalist undermining your peace?" she asked dramatically. Whispers spread. Some neighbors nodded. Others looked uncomfortable. By the time the meeting ended, the friendly waves we'd once enjoyed had vanished. People avoided eye contact. Some even muttered as we walked past. Megan's jaw clenched. "She's poisoning them," she whispered. That night, silence hung over our cabin like smoke. It's one thing to face fake bills. It's another to be branded enemies in the place you hoped to call home. Chloe wasn't just after our money. She wanted us gone. Just when things seemed hopeless, we found an ally. Hannah, a sharp-eyed neighbor, showed up at our door with her laptop. "I've been documenting everything," she said. She'd secretly recorded Chloe's presentations and fact-checked her evidence. That's when the cracks appeared. Some photos Chloe used had impossible angles. Timestamps didn't match the weather that day. GPS data placed her evidence miles away from where she claimed. She wasn't just lying. She was fabricating entire cases. Deputy Frank took Hannah's findings seriously. He filed an inquiry, documenting the inconsistencies. For the first time, Chloe wasn't in control. But she wasn't about to give up. Days later, Megan opened a letter that made her hands tremble. Someone had filed a professional misconduct complaint with the state bar, filled with confidential details about her past cases. Information only someone with inside access could know. Megan's voice shook. Whoever's behind Chloe isn't just a scammer. They have power. The game had changed. And now, it was personal. The breaking point came at Miller's General Store. I was grabbing supplies when Chloe stormed in. She raised her voice so everyone could hear. Well, if it isn't our troublemakers. Spying on honest mountain folks again." Heads turned. Neighbors stared. Chloe's face flushed as she launched into a performance, waving her clipboard like a weapon. "These city people," she shouted, "have been harassing officials, twisting stories, undermining our way of life." Some nodded. Others looked uneasy. But before Chloe could push further, Deputy Frank walked in, uniform crisp. He said firmly, "Lower your voice." And that's when it happened. Chloe snapped. She turned on him, screaming about conspiracies, shouting that she alone was protecting the community. Her voice cracked, her hands shook, and spit flew from her mouth as she ranted. The calm, authoritative mask shattered. The community saw her unhinged rage for the first time. And then, a slip. She shouted into her phone, "Ray, it's falling apart. You promised backup." Ray. A name. Finally, a thread to pull. But Chloe wasn't finished. "Tomorrow," she screeched, "I'm bringing real authority. You'll regret ever crossing me." And for once, her threats felt deadly serious. The next morning, Chloe returned. Not alone. 3 SUVs pulled up, packed with fake officials in uniforms and clipboards. It looked like an army of authority. She strutted up our porch, smug and confident. "This is your final chance to comply," she declared. Megan stepped forward, calm as stone. She held a manila envelope like it was a weapon. "Actually, Chloe," she said softly, "I have something for you." Chloe's eyes lit up. She thought we were surrendering. She snatched the envelope open. Her face drained of color. Hands shook. Clipboard dropped. "What is this?" she whispered. "A federal arrest warrant," Megan replied. In seconds, FBI agents emerged from the trees, weapons drawn, surrounding the fake officials. Chloe staggered back, eyes wide. And then she cracked. "I'll cooperate. I'll give you everything, Ray Donnelly, the county commissioner behind this." The name hit like thunder. It wasn't just Chloe. It was a network of corruption, targeting families, stealing property, making millions. As agents cuffed her, she screamed, "Ray won't stop. He'll come for you next." And as the radios crackled and our phones went dead, I realized this was only the beginning.